It's a pleasure to talk to you today, Scott. We're at the Republican State Convention here in Milwaukee. It's been a long first day. Just wanted to get your take on how things are going in your election, and maybe a comment or two to the people of the 7th Congressional District and the folks in northwestern Wisconsin on why they should vote for you.
Yeah, well, great convention thus far. Glad to have people down here in Milwaukee County. Even though I grew up in a small town in Walworth County in Delavan, I live here now in Wauwatosa with my wife and our 2 sons who are actually running around here helping out tonight. But we're glad to have folks down. It looks like there's going to be a record number of delegates, so it's a great first day. Harley-Davidson Museum. We had a big country music party here as part of the Walker rally, if you will. Tomorrow we're hoping for a great event. I think we're going to have close to 2,000 delegates. And I think, it's an exciting time in the 7th District, which I've been in, I can't believe it, about 15 times since last year. So we've spent a lot of time from Superior all the way down to Portage County, from over St. Croix up to the great north central part of the state of Wisconsin. Obviously, it's an exciting time because of Dave Obey's announcement. The one thing we know for sure is that Dave Obey's not going to be the next congressman. The key is we got to get a better conservative congressman than we've ever had before. And certainly I hope we can help out turning out the vote in the 7th Congressional District. I think the best answer is, if you were going to hire a new CEO for a company, who would you hire? You'd hire somebody who ran a similar company under similar circumstances, did a good job. In our case, nobody in the state, Republican or Democrat alike, has inherited the problems that we inherited that are more like the governor's going to inherit. And we've cut the debt, reduced the size of the government workforce, improved our bond rating, done it without raising property taxes. And last year, when the state had its largest budget deficit ever, we actually had an $8.9 million surplus. If we can do all that, taking on the political machine here in Milwaukee County, there's no doubt in my mind we can take on the political machine in Madison and win for all the people of Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, yesterday, Polaris Industries announced that they were leaving the state and heading to Mexico. 2 thoughts. One is, what is your thoughts on that? The second is, Dave Obey made a statement this morning and said that they were unpatriotic for basically for wanting to make a profit. Unfortunately, they're leaving the state. That's going to leave a lot of people without jobs, and that's just a few miles from my area in Osceola. But unpatriotic, that seems a little bit trite, and I'm just curious what your thoughts are and what you might have in mind for future businesses that are going through that same thinking process. We know that Harley-Davidson right now is on that same consideration. There's other companies that have left or are probably considering leaving. We're the 49th worst state for business right now. How's that going to get turned around under your administration?
Well, I think Congressman Obey just shows how oblivious many of the liberals are, being in Congress or in Madison. And we see it with Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett, who on one hand says he's okay with having a tax increase called combined reporting that cost Harley-Davidson $22.5 million. Up in the 7th District, it cost Murphy Oil, that combined with the oil franchise tax, about $2 million per year, which we all remember a year and a half ago, Murphy Oil was talking about a $6 billion expansion, 1,000 construction jobs, 350 or more permanent jobs at that refinery. They didn't go ahead with that because of that and the economy. There are examples like that all across the state. And what it shows is if you want jobs, you got to lower the cost of doing business. And the best way to do that is getting government out of the way. Too many liberals, be it Dave Obey, Jim Doyle, or in Milwaukee, Tom Barrett, want to put their faith in the government. More spending, more programs, higher taxes. I want to put my faith in the people. And I think the best way to retain jobs here in Wisconsin and ideally ultimately grow jobs is to lower the cost of taxes, to lower the cost of regulations, to lower the litigation burden. You do those things, you get the cost down. The states that have done that, Texas, Tennessee, New Hampshire, the Carolinas, Dakotas, those are the states that have seen job growth even during this recession. We can do it in Wisconsin with the right leadership.
Scott Walker for governor, thanks for taking the time. If you want more information on Scott's campaign, go to scottwalker.org.